Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Constant Brooks, and this episode I talk about securing your so boom, I'm out there in the working and what happens that in this new work. So before in the previous work I was out there ironing and out there ironing and all this stuff, doing a lot of ironing. And what happens that actually correlated to the work I was actually doing. What happens is I was actually making more money and all this stuff. So if I actually stay there, iron more and all this stuff, I would actually be able to afford electricity, yeah, all this stuff. You'd actually go in. But I was basically farmer, fully farmer every day, fully farmer every day. But what happened was that, and schedule some days, schedule like on certain days, like that was the work. But what happens that was that the new work actually made me go full casual, like allow me to actually just go out and wear clothes that I would haven't worn in years, never wear and all these stuff, all these clothes that I never wear. What happened was that if you're like me, I wouldn't even iron it, bro. I would even iron none of those. I just wear them because it was not formal. The work did actually relate to being formal and all this. So it actually makes sense as to why they have things like business, casual, all those things actually becomes relevant to you. Business, casual. Yeah, I say you're in the working world now, you're in the other world now. So what happens that you're actually separating yourself. You see the difference between you, an employee, school person, all these stuff. These are the stuff that actually separates you, that shows you that you're out there, so not this person, you're out there, so this person, all this stuff. So there's a business casual. You see, so what happens that the difference is that even for this work I actually go more casual and all this, it's more casual approach. But what and I didn't look that bad. But what if no, if for the same casual clothes that I was actually wearing? What if I took the effort to actually iron those clothes? This iron the clothes and all these stuff. You know, it it would actually be the same thing. It just that I wanted to iron the clothes. I would just be ironing the casual clothes. That was basically the difference. So there's a wearing formal clothes to actually wear it. You have to actually iron those formal clothes. So with the casual clothes, if it's actually a certain clothes, you don't have to actually wear it. Because I was always wearing a different uniform or stuff like that. It gave me the freedom to actually go out and just wear a certain casual clothes. Wear a simple casual clothes. But what happened was that just like the formal clothes and stuff like that, ironing is a skill. I have to actually go out and focus and learn how to iron those clothes and everything. That's basically the the level that I'm at now. Where we're like, okay, now I see I have the in this phase of the working world. I'm allowed years. I'm out this. I have the freedom to wear what I want. No one knowing the difference between formal and non-formal and all this. So the difference now between this level and next level is actually ironing, ironing everything. They'll be like, okay, I'm going out. I'm out. Just have to iron this. I have to iron that and all this. So it's the same thing. Nothing did they change. Nothing did they change. It's just that I have to actually put effort into actually going out and I said, just like securing a lock and everything is the same. It's the same principle. It's just that you have to actually do it way more again. It's the same principle. You just that you're doing it way more again, and you have to actually actively. What the difference is that now you're always doing it, and you always have to do it. Like for example, boom, when you see me actually go to video now, you're gonna see me always have to actually go out and be like, I have to be out there so in my uniform and all these stuff every day, all these stuff, all these things. Like again, it starts with the video and all And what happens that you actually have to actually be tired for the work now. Not gonna hear my voice anymore. You're just gonna see me and see this stuff. So that's the difference. So that's basically the difference now. I'll be like, okay, I have to actually be able to be presentable at all times. Is it be presentable at at all the times? I was like, okay, yeah, that's basically the new level of the adult. Adult be able to present yourself out there, so in and able to afford to be able to present yourself. That's the next thing. Presenting yourself is actually one thing. To be able to afford to do it, that's the next task. Because what happens is that the more you're actually doing this, so the more you're using electricity and all these stuff. And the reason why this episode is important is because, as I said, people is living a life that they can't do for them and stuff like that. But each time I actually say these stuff, there is something better. Like, for example, I'm also talking about ironing and all this stuff. Like, you have things that we call it dry cleaning and all these stuff. All these stuff are fancy stuff. What happens that this episode is for you that is actually not there yet. Are us that is actually not there. So what happens that you're always going to be listening to me, always living my fancy dry cleaning life. And what happened? No. What happened? No. What happened is that you the fancy dry cleaning life is not out of reach for you. Just like everything else. It's just that it's it's you would actually only do it maybe for special occasions. It's going, oh my god. Oh, it's a special occasion. I'm gonna dry clean all these stuff. What happens that the difference between what going to be the difference between now and next few things is your ability to do those stuff this for yourself um once, then do it every day, then actually do it for someone else. It's like, oh, do it for someone else or something like that. It's like, okay, that's basically the difference between everything then and now. It's like, oh, be able to do it. First thing is actually to do it for yourself, able to do it for yourself consistently, and then actually do maybe actually can do it for someone else. or yeah, so that's basically the difference between this different now, which every skill you have able to actually able to do it for yourself and all this. So that's basically it for this episode. We'll be like, okay, um, this is a new level. You'll be like, okay, you dress formally and iron and all this stuff. I was able to actually dress casually, but I was not because I was all this and dressing casually. I did you don't be able to see me flop. Even in the working world that work, you don't be able to see me flop. What happens that now you're able to come in now. You see me out this have to actually put in the work and not look flop or this have to iron like all this. It's like as I'm looking at the graduation picture of this. Like, oh my gosh, the effort that actually going to make it that graduation picture so nice, bro. They're doing it normally, bro, on a normal day. You're like you see me out there so like that on a normal day. That's the difference between this level, this level, the effort of me actually staying the level that I'm at consistently, where you actually consist like you see me on the road and you can consistently see that I'm a BS. And then boom, we have to get the MSc is like you can when I get the MSc, the next level is saying that okay, you can consistently see that I am a MSc. Or you consistently see that I am an employee. You constantly see that okay, I'm an employee that cares about how I look or all these stuff. That's basically the different phases of life. Where you be like, okay, I'm at this, I'm this, that basically I'm this who cares about this and all this stuff. Like this is basically the new level now. Where you be like, okay, the difference is you actually care about. The stuff that you're just actually doing. So it actually shows. They actually show. So that's basically the thing. You'll be like, okay, you unlock the level, and then the next phase is actually you maintain that level. And what happens is that once you unlock the level, that become that's the thing. The good thing about unlocking a level is how hard it is to actually unlock the level. Then the next thing is actually that becomes the base. That now becomes the base. We'll be like, okay. So unfortunately, even to this day, even my rantings have some way towards it, because I have a paper that says I graduated from that days from the university. So even me ranting now actually have some weight. So it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So they just that, yeah, that's the thing where you be like, okay, the first thing is unlocking the level, and then when you unlock the level, it becomes natural. It becomes natural to say, yo, you are that person. You are that person, and everything just naturally becomes associated with that person. And be like, okay, and naturally that be a person. Are you naturally are you are so what happened is that by reaching this level, you're only thing difference is between overpaid or underpaid. That's basically the difference. And you actually have to be like, okay, you know, you actually pass the phase of not being paid. You actually pass the phase of not being paid. Now it's either being overpaid or underpaid. So that's this phase. You actually pass the phase of not being paid. Now you're also getting paid. Is either being overpaid or underpaid. Then we actually know what you need to be paid now. We're actually getting paid right now. Then the next thing now is actually consistent. Once you actually get the right pay, that's the first thing. Once you actually get the right pay, that's the first level. You get like, okay. And they unlock the level, and that becomes the base. And you're like, okay, yeah. Now we actually get the right pay. No, every time you're out there, so for back in the days, you're just seeing the people, like, oh my God, a back Kevin Major making this and that key, yeah, it's stuff like that. Is it? You would actually reach a level. You'd actually reach a level, I'm like, okay, yes. I'm out there, so making that per year. And that would be legit. That would be legit, and be like, oh my God, I'm legit making that per year. Then the next thing now is actually you out there to come in and start raise the bar and stuff like that. Be like, okay, the average this meet this, the average this meet this. No, and then yeah, you are not the average this now, bro. You're out there, so you are the things. You're out there, so boom. So happens that the average come in and say, okay, the average salary is 100K, but the others are making 300K. Ah! Yeah, bro, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. So what happened is that with this level, just like everything, the first thing, this has been laughing about the 300K and all this. The first thing is learn how to actually be able to manage that income. Okay, that's the thing now. We actually reach the level now, so we actually have to come and be able to manage that amount of money, bro. We actually learn how to manage that amount of money, bro, and it's like, okay, then it becomes natural. There's a be like, oh my God, bro, 300K. Boom. Put that on the card, bro. And it's like, oh my God, bro. And stuff like that. All these stuff comes from learning how to manage a dollar, bro. All these stuff come from learning how to manage a dollar. All these stuff come from learning to manage a dollar, bro. And our friends that, oh, they're so listening to me, oh, they're so mashing up millions, bro. They're so listening to me mashing up millions, no, bro. And it's like, how the hell is this person always learning how to mashing up millions, bro? How we learn the value of a dollar, bro. All the this person out there so needing us out there so mashing up millions, bro. How we learn how to manage that dollar, bro. Brother, or they trusting us with millions, bro, because they trusting us with a dollar, bro. So it's like, okay, yeah. That was actually for this episode. It's like, okay. Yeah, yeah. So we so that's the basic thing for this episode. It'll be like you pass the phase of, that's the thing about this part of the episode that you're listening to it. It's like, oh, you pass the worst. You pass the days that you weren't employed. You're out there so seeing those things, bro, and you're getting all those questions. And you couldn't eat your out there so to put up the facade of the answers, bro. That's the thing, bro. There's out there putting up the facade of the answer and saying, yeah, yeah, we all this I had to do this. That's the thing, bro. You always put up the facade of saying, okay, these are the answers. You just can't be sure. But what happens that yeah, there's a putting up the facade of the answers, bro. What happens that now? You pass that phase. You pass the days. That's the thing, about those university days passing, bro. You always say in the working world, and you always prove the concept. You always prove the fact that yeah, this degree was not in. No, the thing is not actually maintain that and just bring it up higher, bro. That's basically these episodes now. Where we're like, okay, just bring it up higher as much as we can. And it's like, okay, prove it, and it's like, okay, we passed the phase where we like, okay, now we you see those people out here, so biochemists, 7 grand per year or 70 grand per year or stuff like that. That's in USD, That's in USD. The goal now is actually make that in make that. When I be like, okay, now I make the average salary half a biochemist. And it's like, okay, yeah. No to make over that no and all these stuff. All these things, bro. That's basically the stuff. That's basically the podcast journey. Is me seeing those stuff, seeing out and be like, oh my god, bro, it was a dream, bro. It was a dream. Then all of a sudden I'm out there living it, bro. I reached the dream. Then yes, it's a living the dream. Then what happened is that I'm over the dream now. I'm way past. Above average the dream. Maybe like okay, yeah. I remember the days, bro. I usually out there so going and see all those things and applying and be like, oh my god, average salary for this is 70K, bro. USD, RJMD. Now I actually reach it, brother. Now I actually reach it. It took cracks and bruises, bro. It took cracks and bruises, but yo, now I actually reach it, bro. And that's the thing, where be like you're gonna be in the you'll be in the room, and it's like yeah, bro. And that's the thing about these days, and you're like, bro, those were the days. Bro. Like you're gonna realize that yo, that's the thing about those podcast episode, where be like, all right, the episode where be like, yo, we actually live these stuff to see, yeah, we, like that's the concrete thing about reaching here is like all these stuff that you always are asking for now is not. Oh, like no, I'm listening to this. I'm applying for what you call it, masters and all these stuff. I know even I'm be like, oh my god, I flop the application. The stuff that I say is actual legit stuff. Bro. That's like we actually legit did that, bro. And we actually legit did that. So it's like, yo, that's the thing about reaching this level. They'll be like, okay, you're legit you're legit you're legit become who you are, becoming who you say you are, You're out here so from the concept to reality. And that's the thing I like. And the reason why I'm saying this for this episode, why this episode is important because you still have things from this at the recording of this episode, you still have things from your university days, from those days, from the BSc days. That's the thing. You always still have some things from the BSc days. And you have to drop. The thing about it is that you just you, I'm telling you what the thing is. I'm not when you actually that's you actually get through and all this. If I actually get through and start the MSc, bro. Something I'm going to realize where it's like, just like the high school days, we like reach a point, be like, okay, you're gonna throw away everything you know about this atom. Is like, here's something there where be like, oh my god, bro, the struggle of getting that degree it's gonna be like I'm gonna go there and it's gonna tell me to throw away every single thing that I actually just work for. That's the thing where I actually realize, right? I have a feeling they're gonna tell me I'm gonna have to throw away every one of these stuff, now, bro. I actually work to get the average salary of a biochemist and all these stuff. I make more. I'm gonna go there and you're gonna tell me that, bro, you're gonna throw away every single thing related to this, bro. And it's like, bro, you realize like I took 77 how much years just to even get these stuff, bro. And they're gonna tell me that, yo, you're gonna throw away all these stuff on the first day, bro. On the first, and that they're gonna tell me, like, literally, they're gonna tell me, like, on the first day, all these stuff are garbage. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell? All these stuff are garbage, bro. And it's like, but we have to live to see it, bro. That's the thing, bro. We have to live to tell the tale, bro. That what that's what makes that's what makes it. It doesn't make sense if we didn't live to tell the tale, bro. That's the reason why the graduation picture is so relevant because we actually live to tell the tale of what we actually experienced at that time. But now I sent in the application, recording of this episode, bro, for the MSc, bro. Oh, the only thing now is that we had to actually sort out our place. And and the reason why we actually say this was because what happens is that I forgot what I forgot was that and that's the thing where be like where I talk about why relevance of this episode is that you unknowingly didn't realize that you were actually achieving the goals. Even those days that you're out there so seeing those high salary thing and applying and not getting those um rejection and all these find out this making up ideas as to why this and what is I'm out this the basement warrior and bro. This see me out this tweeting and all these stuff. I see me out this telling people that one day, bro, one day, one from the basement, from the basement and from the garden house. This you hear me proclaim these stuff from those days, man, like saying like yeah is going to happen. All those days were formidable days for the first day. If I get accepted to the MS, that's the thing, bro. That's the thing, all of that just to get accepted to the program. I didn't even get all these all these stuff now, bro. All these stuff now. The program tell me that yo, we have to put in the work and all these stuff now, bro. It's just to know if we actually see if we actually get accepted, bro. That is actually the wild thing, bro. Wow, that's actually wild, bro. That's actually just to see if you actually get accepted, bro. Then we actually get accepted, bro. Then to live it and come out on the other side, bro. That's the next step. To actually live it and actually come out on the next side. So it's like okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's like wow. I mean, I actually get that come on answer. Then I see the MSc, bro. You see the MSc, bro. You see the MSc, bro. And it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's actually wow. And MSc would actually completely shatter everything that I was saying in my BSc days because I have the MSc now. So now you know there's a see me speaking all the MSc knowledge again, trying to apply it in the real world, and then gonna tell me like, bro, you're out there, so none of those stuff makes sense in the real world. And gonna hear me like for from 2018 to from 2025, 2026 or something like that. God's really or something like that. Until 2030, out there, so validating why that MSc was worth it, bro. Or everyone at MSc was worth it. You're gonna hear me proclaiming, bro, why those days were worth it. You're gonna hear me screaming, bro, screaming like, bro, screaming. And it won't make sense until I get the PhD. When I get the PhD. So what was the all those screaming, bro? All those screaming would actually be really important for when I actually get the PhD now. All those screaming from MSc days, bro. I'm like, okay, now you actually validate why you actually get the PhD, the MSc. Ah, my God, bro, that's the task. Yo, that is actually so scary, bro. That's the scariest thing, bro. all of this, bro, just to see if you actually get through to the school, bro. We didn't even know if we get through it, bro. That's the wild thing. We don't even know if we actually got through. I sent in the application now, bro, and I have to actually go out and call the people. Yeah, we actually have to do this stuff in real life, bro. That is actually sorry. We always have to live what we're rapping, bro. Like most of the stuff we actually lived already, but now we actually have to live it more, bro. We actually have to live what we're rapping, bro. We always have to live it more. Like legit, my whole my no like legit. This listening. I have land, bro. My land is legit. Says that's the thing. That's the thing about listening to this episode. I legit have land. You remember the days of this listening? I'm talking about okay, national things like that, bro. But talking about people having land and all those stuff. I work in that in my grandmother's house. No, I legit have land. We legit have land. We legit. That's the thing about frame of perspective. Back in the days, we were always tweeting and dreaming about all these tweeting. Now we always have a skin in the game, bro. Now we actually have land. We always say we are a naturalized citizen. We'll be like, oh, okay, they're calling us grown man and stuff like that in the streets of Jamaica, bro. They calling us grown man, bro. We legit have something to say, bro. We're not. We have a real name now, bro. We have a real name, bro. Like legit, we have a real name, bro. Like legit. We're actually a real boy. And like these are stuff like these are stuff that we be like all of this, bro. We have to actually get all of this right to get a chance to get into the door right. And be like, okay, well, let's get into the door right. Then to live to come out on the other side, tell it to you like, oh my god, bro, this was everything that I did, bro, just to get this plaque, so I can put it up there, and it's like, oh my god, put it up there and be like, oh my god, this is all the struggles I go through, bro. I have to go there explain why my name is this and that, why I'm not named Kunti King. You have to go in, bro. We have to be like roots, bro. We have to be like roots and like, oh my god, bro. We have to be these people to like, yeah, bro. We ain't this anymore, bro. We just have to be fighting, bro. Fighting, bro. Like, bro. And see me out just laughing, bro, because this is serious, bro. Like, legit, bro. Bro, just listening to us saying, yo, just a breaking from our chains, bro. That's legit, bro. They had to actually break up out of our chains just to get accepted, bro. Yeah, see how powerful those words are, bro. We just have to break our chains, bro. That's to get. And the reason why that's important to say that, bro, is because we actually break the chains. What happens at how all these stuff. And I say, I had a friend that say, oh, reading is fundamental. I was actually going in and I send in a retirement letter and all these stuff. And the first actually just look at the paper and just say, indeed, you just read it and be like, okay, bro. And it's like immediately everything just instantaneous with going out. So that's basically have to be us on a daily basis. We actually be like, okay, read, and all this stuff. That's the thing now. They're saying this as a BS, as a BS. So what happens is that back in the days of the BS, it's taking my time, taking days out there so writing stuff, and then you have somebody on the other side out there so really taking my stuff and taking like couple days, couple like a week or stuff to actually go through and all these stuff, to actually do this stuff. We actually have to become that person now where we on the other side now taking and reading this stuff and be like, okay, yeah, flop, 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 like oh, flop, flop, flop. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's literally us, bro. That's literally gonna be us. That's if we get through, bro. Not if we get through. Getting through is it's making it there, bro. Like how I'm feeling right now. It's making it there, bro. Like literally. Actually make it there, bro. And I think no, there's a reason why we actually have to make it there, bro. I think there's something there that solves every one of these ailments that I'm always feeling. It's just that we never reached there yet, bro. We never reached there. There's something there that actually solves all the sadness, all the yo, the sad thing is I'm out there so crying and all these stuff now, bro. It's like legit. This all the feelings I actually get to get an MSc, bro. I have to actually go through all these stuff to get a MSc, bro. Like I wasn't crying that I was crying that much in my high school days, bro. Mm. But now I have to actually be out there so crying, bro. Crying, crying like wow, bro. I want to crying like every day, bro. In my MS, just just to get through to my MSc, bro. I was crying every day, bro. I was crying, bro. It's like, oh my god, bro. I'm crying every day, bro. That's just to get accepted. That I will actually get through and all this stuff. And then I go through and be like, oh my god, bro, I'm me all the crying and getting it. Then I go and put in the work and get the MSc now. What happens is that the reason why I'm telling you is because what happens is that back in the days, I'm out there so seeing that professor. A professor that actually come in and say, oh, she actually at the time she was always publishing or like her 30th stuff for PhD. Because that's the thing about getting this stuff and actually maintaining a level. That's the thing. So one day you're gonna see me out there saying, doing the PhD things and be like, okay, 10. When I come in and see me like, oh my god, 10 million PhD, bro. Not now. You're gonna see me with one PhD, professor this, professor this. And it's like, see me out there to publish it. By the time you out there see me, like, oh, I'm publishing my next my 10 million thing now to get approved and all these stuff. And like, oh my god, bro. I ain't gonna, and the reason why I'm gonna record this episode, bro. You're gonna see that person, bro. I see that person from back in the days, bro. And I was actually seeing them and be like, oh my god. They out there talking about the days that they out there publishing the next PhD and it's like, yeah. And what happened was that back in the days, I was not that person. And back in the days, I was not that person. And you're gonna see me, and what happens that I'm gonna become that person and be like, oh my god, can you imagine, bro? I was the days. Remember the days, bro? We could become that person. We could actually be doing the right thing and become that person. But the university days, bro, were so free. You always see me sleeping every day, bro. Starving, starving, bro. Starving, bro. Starving. Always have to go out and cook my food. That's the thing about actually listening and seeing the people, bro. That's the thing about actually seeing the people and the pictures. It's actually that all these funny stories, bro. We actually live this stuff, bro. That's the thing about actually see the paper is that you actually see that wow. And the thing is, what at this point, the paper is actually kind of crushed up. Really, it's like a framework that's actually keeping it safe, bro. Because what happens? All those things had to actually be done. But as I'm talking about the degree paper, it's all those things have to actually be done to validate the fact that we did this. Cause what happens? Those 3 years were nice, bro. Those 3 years were nice. Don't get it wrong. When we come out, but what happens is that when we actually come out in the streets, bro, or come out the street, you see the people from the high school days actually coming and be like, oh, yo, what were you doing those 3 years, bro? So that was the days where actually I come in and show you that yeah. Those 3 years was all fun and games. We actually was doing something. We actually was doing something. So now I have to go back now and actually get the other people now to say that okay, now that we actually prove that this paper actually worth something now, I have to actually go back and get the other people now. We'll get other people now. He actually prove that the other this other people now actually make that I'm looking at for years now actually makes sense. Actually makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense. Actually, get the other people. get that paper now because I use that paper now to get the other paper now. So that's the task. That's the task. That's the task. Mm. But yeah. But basically, this episode is me saying that boom, me out there, so in the working world, and what happens is that you pass the formal phase when you're just ironing clothes and all these stuff, and you're just doing casual. The next phase is actually ironing your casual clothes, iron your casual clothes, and then you naturally casually look looks nice. Your casual looks nice. Your casual, so let's say you have some nice casual clothes, so ironing the casual clothes now, that's the new level. You'll be like, okay. Then that becomes a normal thing. You'll be like, okay, you're normally out there, so ironing your casual clothes and all these stuff. Then it becomes okay, yeah. You naturally shows that, bro. It shows that you are not that person. That's the thing. And that's the thing, when you have the paper and all this stuff. Once you actually start doing this stuff in real life, even if a high school person or something, it just shows the difference. If you're just getting the same pay, bro, if you get the same pay, bro, they're just telling you that, bro. You can get the pay, even getting lower, bro. It just shows to the right people. It shows to the right people that, yeah, we're out there so trying to separate ourselves on the back. It shows the difference. That's the thing. We'll be like, it shows the difference. That's the reason why these few episodes will be like, okay, these things that I'm saying now is going to make somewhat sense. It's gonna sound futuristic to the people that's in the high school days. Be like, oh my god, I aspire to be that person. It's gonna sound very average or thought provoking to the people that is actually on my level. And then the MSc is gonna be like, it's gonna be like the person that actually read my retirement letter and be like, oh my god, boom, okay. And then by the next day, I'm legit feeling the thing of retirement like immediately. I'm feeling, I seen them actually taking everything away from me. Like, wow, I'm legit. All my benefits is actually work towards. I see it instantly go away, bro. That's basically the MSc. And the reason why is because when I actually reach that level, it shows that okay, I'm at the door, bro. I'm at the door. So I have to just open the door, bro. Like those memes, bro, of the people saying that your degree opens door, and it's like open the door, bro. Yeah, this me, that was me. I was like, okay, I'm here now. Open the door to the MSC so I can actually start it, bro. Open the door. Open the door. Yeah, so that's basically us, right? Yeah, we're gonna be like, open the door. Open the door. We're all just trying to start the MSC. Open the door. So that's basically it. Yeah, so that's basically us right now. Saying, yeah, open the door. We're ready to start this MSC. So that's basically it for this episode. Thank you for listening. And yeah, these episodes now actually sound so floppy, bro. And why it sounds so floppy? Because you have so much ideas, brother, that are legit, and so little time to actually execute it, bro. And to execute it, we actually um you're gonna relate with the next episode we're gonna release, bro. You're gonna relate to the next episode. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell her really quick. I'm gonna tell her really quick. So let's actually just uh uh thank you for listening and look forward for the next episode.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.